Well, hey guys, I'm riding with my Nicola. So I'm doing my first mountain test. I'm going to climb about 4,000 feet. See how he does on this ride. And let's see, I thought, what's the best place to do my first mountain ride than to take the wheel to New Mexico. And I'm riding to the peak of Sandia Peak. It's a mountain range right outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it's probably the tallest. I don't know for sure, but it's maybe one of the tallest peaks in New Mexico anyway. Certainly around this region. I started I think about 6,500 feet. So this is at the peak. It's between 10 and 11,000 feet. Right now I'm about as high as I've ever ridden a unicycle, actually, electric unicycle. And certainly 10,000 feet will be up there. Fortunately, it might be harder to breathe up there a little bit, but electric motors should have no problem with the altitude. I did let out a little air pressure out of the tire because, of course, I normally ride in Southern California, pretty close to you know, 0 feet. So, hey, I want to give you some of my verbal. I've written some of this down, but I want to give a little verbal opinions of this Nicola. This is my second major ride. I took it out for a ride about 24 miles a few days ago, and I rode it hard. So for me, that's just a lot of aggressive, you know, aggressive accelerations, carving, high speed. You know, for me, since I broke my shoulder, I tend not to want to go super fast, so I tend to stick in the low 20s. Sometimes maybe 25 for short periods of time. And that day I took it up to 27, which is, of course, the wheel can go much faster than that. But and I had it at 27. It was just like I said, smooth as a baby's butt. I mean, it was just like, it wasn't breathing hard or anything. It runs cool. It seems to be running in the, like right now it's 44, but this is going to be a constant climb for over 4,000 feet. And I'm keeping my speed at 15 miles per hour. Of course, if you ride fast going uphill, that's going to kill the battery. I'd like to make it to the top, but I should get some good recharge on the way coming down. So the wheel kind of runs typical for most wheels. It's not running warm yet. Of course, I haven't taken it to Overheat Hill, which I will be probably in a couple weeks, maybe. I love this wheel. Some of you may know that I've always said the ACM2 is my favorite general purpose wheel, but at this point, I don't have to ride hundreds of miles on a wheel to know what I like at this point, and I feel pretty confident this is my new favorite wheel. It's a beautiful wheel. It just rides so nice. You know, it looks thick, and I think that's just because of the handle, but riding it does not, you know, it's no V8, right? It's no 9-bot. It's not a thin wheel, but it just feels like a typical performance wheel. The shell at the top kind of tapers a little bit, so even with the pads that I put on, my legs aren't being pushed out. To me, except for trail riding, where maybe I'm going to be doing some rough trails where, you know, there's lots of rocks and single track, you know, so it's thin and you don't want your pedals to get caught. You know, for those kind of trails, I'd still prefer the MSX, but I tell you, I think this is a MSX killer. It's kind of between a 16-inch and an 18-inch wheel, really. And it rides so much better, to me, in my opinion, than an MSX. MSX, your feet are higher center of gravity, so it just doesn't have the turning smoothness performance that you do get with a more typical pedal stance. And you know, these pedals don't have that high dihedral angle, so they're much. You guys who are concerned about that, they're really comfortable pedals. They're huge. So far, pedals are great, and they actually do feel pretty grippy. I haven't ridden them in wet conditions, and I live in Southern California. I don't, so I think these pedals are going to be perfect. I don't think I'm going to feel like I need to put grip tape on them. So yeah, and the MSX is a boxier wheel, so it really does push your legs out a little more on the top. Again, this kind of curves towards the top, so it's more comfortable than the MSX. Tesla, that might be a wheel you might think of comparing it to. Well, the Tesla certainly no doubt, I think it's more agile because it's basically a thinner wheel, but it hits your shins higher. This, again, it's feels like a typical wheel. I don't feel like there's any adjustment period for comfort on this wheel. It's just get on and ride, and it's beautiful. It feels stable. The tires, it's 3 inches wide, and it's thick, and it just takes the bumps, crappy road conditions really nicely. Unlike my ACM. Now the ACM is a great wheel, of course, ACM2, I'm not going to throw it away. But again, it's a wide wheel, and the pads on that wheel hit you lower in the leg. It kind of feels like it pushes your feet are kind of standing farther away from the shell because of that. So again, the ACM2 feels like a wider wheel actually than this. So the combination of the comfort of the shell, the thick tire, and this wheel moves, man. It's fun to ride. Carves beautifully, and it's peppy. I was not afraid, but I was thinking, well, I bet this thing's going to ride like the MSuper V3. Kind of a little more lumbering of a ride, right? Compared to like a 16-inch wheel, but no, man, this thing's got oomph. You guys who get a 100-volt version of this, wow. And if Gotway's really coming out with a plus version with a higher wattage motor, this wheel, just the one I'm riding right now, which I'm stoked about, to me, it's a sleeper wheel of 2019. I'm going to be recommending this. Don't buy the MSX. Again, there's particular conditions. I mean, MSX does have a bigger tire, and with those pedals, it's got the same battery capacity. And this tire is pretty beefy. So people that want like the MSX because it feels like it saves them from hitting rough divots in the road and stuff like that, I think this is going to be the same way. So I don't know. I'm hard pressed. I'm really happy. As you can see, I'm really stoked about this wheel. And yes, I do generally like all wheels, but I'm not really enthused about all wheels, super enthused. I like the MSX. Very nice wheel. I love riding it. But I wasn't like, like, wow, this is the greatest wheel ever type thing when I got it. Not many wheels really do that. The Tesla, I love that Tesla. And for the time, a year and a half ago, it really was, the wheel. But I tell you guys, this Nicola, and if you want to, and yes, the King Song, the 18XL is a great wheel, but if you really want the true performance wheel, that you really kind of get from a Gotway through the battery range, full battery range, it's going to be the Nicola. And it's comfy. It's again, it's much more comfortable than the MSX. So anyway, have I said enough good things about this wheel? Oh man. So anyway, I'm going to stop this for now, and I'll shoot some periodic video as I continue up. And pretty sure I'm going to be publishing this as a 360. Maybe I'll publish it both 360 and a regular video. So if it's 360, you can view this mountain ride. It's really beautiful up here. All right, guys. See you in a little bit. Okay, guys. It's I got 46% battery under load. I've been going about 15 to 17 miles an hour. Steady as she goes. Temperature's about 46 degrees C for the wheel. It's starting to get a little cool. Probably about at least 8,000 feet now. Absolutely gorgeous up here. If any of you guys ever pass through the Albuquerque and you got a couple hours, take this, I think it's called Sandia Crest Scenic Road. All it does is go up to the very peak. It's about a 14-mile total ride, which of course that's what I'm taking. And you know, look at this road. Every once in a while a car goes by, but not much traffic. And a beautiful large side trail, or side shoulder, you know. So you don't feel like you're risking your life and limb. Of course, as I say that, now I'm riding in a little bit of a construction zone. I love responses like that. I might be the only guy in New Mexico, as far as I know, who has a wheel. This is not a hugely populated state to begin with. I've been getting a lot of, I rode it around last night when I was in town. I've been getting a lot of looks, but everything's like thumbs up. I love riding wheels. So fun. And like 99% of the reactions are just positive. I mean, I don't know, I just can't think anything negative about wheels. I can't wait to the day when we get a kind of a quantum jump in battery technology, because right now things are pretty static, right? But you gotta believe 10 years from now or something, I mean, you gotta believe something's gonna happen where the density of storage is going to really go up. You can imagine having a wheel like an equivalent of a 5,000 watt hour wheel in a package like this. You could just with wheels like that, you could do cross country. I guess that's what I would hope for. You know, before I have to give up riding because of old age, to have a wheel capacity that would allow you to take like a cross country trip. And man, I would do it. I'd hook up with some of you guys, and we would just go across the country. One of those, you know, rides where it's like a 2 to 3 month trip. You know, like people do with motorcycles, right? Except you can't do it now because you gotta, you know, realistically you gotta charge after 4 or 5 hours, and you're dead for, you know, the day pretty much. Anyway, just daydreaming. Enjoying this beautiful scenery. So yeah, definitely visit this. And there's a cafe up at the top, by the way, too, so you can get refreshments, and there's a tram that goes down. Of course, I don't know if they would take the wheel, but I think they would, because they actually take hang gliders, which I used to fly hang gliders, so I actually flew here before. And you put your hang glider on top of the tram. There's a fee for it, of course, but they'll take that up. So somehow I have a feeling you could take this up there, but why would you take a tram with a wheel when you can ride the wheel down or up? All right, guys, see you in a little bit. Well, I made it, guys. The top of Sandia Peak. I'm at approximately 10,500 feet. A little out of breath, even though I'm not doing much. There is definitely thinner up here. Absolutely gorgeous. And I climbed about 4,900 feet straight, just constant. And I'm at about 39% battery now when I'm rested. It was getting about low 20s before I got here, but then it, you know, once it stopped, the load stopped, it got back up. So yeah, I'm going to be able to cruise down. It's going to be great. I think I'll actually get a recharge, because it's pretty steep. I didn't think I'd have any problems getting up here, and the temperature is about 40 right now. It did get up to 48 degrees continuous, and feels like it's in the 60s. I would say probably high 60s. It's pretty comfy with the sun, though. Yeah, loving my Nicola. It's a great wheel. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this wheel. I'm just going to go all over the place. Beautiful wheel. Of course, I'll let you know what curiosity, what kind of charge I get at the bottom. Whether it's a free ride down or do I actually get some recharge from it. Bunch of radio towers over there for the whole metro area down below, but yeah, I think it's about 6,000 feet down Albuquerque at the base. Really gorgeous. There's a trail. I'm going to see if I can take the trail over to the tramway, but if I can't, then there's a road I can go. A little road I can go over. I'll show you the tram. So, fun adventure. Only the things you can do on a wheel. So I have no idea how to get to this trail, but we shall see. Okay, looks like I found the beginning of the trail. We'll see if it's rideable. People have been saying it's not. But
look at this. Whoa.
They don't ride unicycles. Up. Well, I tell you, any exertion up here, yeah, it's tiring. I guess 10,000, 11,000 feet will do it to you. Yep. Little rock garden here. Whew. Yeah, I can just tell. It's way too rocky. If I gotta do much lifting, I'm gonna kill myself. Whew. So I get back on this little road that apparently you can take, so I'll take that to the tram. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Even if you don't take a unicycle, and I have been here before, the tram is a beautiful ride. It's something like $10 to come up, and it's a round trip. So you know, you come out with your family or something. Definitely would recommend that. All right, see you again in a bit. Okay, I'm trying another route here. It's a bit rocky, but so far not too bad. Tell you the truth, perfect for this the Nicola. Oh, I almost lost it. I haven't scratched it yet. But I'm okay if I scratch it. I'd much rather ride a wheel and stuff like this than baby it, you know. This is a bit rocky right here. Pedals are pretty good in terms of they don't seem particularly low. I gotta measure them, but I kind of get the sense that they're higher, like from the ACM, which is kind of my reference wheel for this kind of a ride. Of course, nothing beats the MSX for, you know, this kind of trail riding. Whew, I tell you, it's amazing how much less oxygen the body gets at almost 11,000 feet. Whew. I think I'm going to take the road back though. Yeah, I love this. This tire is nice. Tell ya, this is the MXX killer, guys. Uh-oh. I don't think I want to run through that. That sucks. Hey. Wow, there's still snow here. Ah, man, this sucks. I don't really have shoes to get through this. Let's see. You just don't know how bad it's gonna get. I wonder. And adventure guys, right? All right. No problem. All right. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. More rocks. My feet are wet from the snow, and they're slipping on the pedals. That just answers that. They would not be slipping on the grip tape of like the 18XL, for instance. So so much for that. I catch my breath. You would not want to carry your wheel at all here. I think it would be an impossibility. Okay, well, I think I just broke my my helmet mirror. Well, I made it somewhere. I'm going to sign out for a little bit and try get up a little higher. Back to riding it a little bit, but boy, I'm dealing with a lot of rocks. Been walking a lot. First section I've been to ride for a little bit. Whew, I'm doing this at 11,000 feet. I'm too old to do this. Pedal scrape. Ah. Not gonna make it down this one. I'm really hoping the service road I can find it, because I do not want to do this again. So the trolley handle works pretty good for these conditions. Time to turn off the camera again. Gonna be walking it for a while. Oh man, I am beat, guys. I had to trolley this wheel about a couple miles through rock gardens galore, man. Probably about 5% of it was riding, which you saw a little bit of it. I got up here. This is the service road. This is the Sandia Peak ski area. I didn't get up to the tram. It was a bit more walking. I'll tell you, I beat this. Elevation's killing me. I think I'm gonna come out here again in a couple days. I'm gonna drive further up in the mountain before I get on the wheel though, so I'll have more juice and I won't get on that thing, that trail. So I will have an easier time of it, exploring a little bit more. But just incredible views up here. I'm at resting about 35% battery right now. Unless this wheel does not regenerate, which I haven't actually tested yet, but I think that would be kind of like an impossibility. But if it didn't, then I'd be screwed. I'll never make it down. But based on the steepness of the road going down, I fully anticipate gaining some juice by the time I get down to the bottom. If nothing else, it should be pretty much like a free ride, only consuming a few percentage points of the battery. Yeah, but boy, do some riding at 10, 11,000 feet. Even riding like this is kind of tiring. Looking forward to getting on that smooth pavement. I can just relax. All right, guys. Next time I see you, I'll just give you a little report when I get back down to the very bottom, and I'll let you know how it did with the recharge. So see you in a bit. Okay, guys, I made it to the end. Wow. I made it to where I started. and I'm on the 25% battery level. That was a ride. About 27% resting battery. When I got down to the bottom of the 14 mile, I was about 35% thereabouts. Most of the ride down that road, 14 miles, I was cruising about 20 miles an hour, quite a bit of it, and the battery was hovering around 38% all the time. So it's basically a free ride down, and just lots of regen. This is great. So some statistics. I've been riding for about 4 hours and 40 minutes. Long day. 43 and a third mile I've done on the Nicola. I climbed 5,100 feet. Pretty good, I'd say. 43 miles with a 5,100 foot climb. And I still have 25% battery left. Max speed was 26 miles per hour. Well, guys, I just, again, just to summarize, the Nicola, that's the wheel of 2019. I really feel it surpasses the MSX. I can see very, very narrow use cases for the MSX. I love this wheel. I think Gotway, man, they have a winner on their hands. It's incredible because it's right between a 16-inch and an 18-inch wheel. It's got that fat tire, big tire. It's hesitant to say it's like the perfect wheel, but man, it's impressive. There's no way I'm going to recommend anyone who's thinking, should I get an MSX or KS18XL? I'm going to point it to this wheel. The only thing Gotway has to do is get rid of these white stripes. Twice today, people said, that looks like a Roomba. I've never gotten that before on any of my wheels directly. And I know it's because of this white banding, so either I'm going to paint it or I'm going to put some black bumpers on it or something. Other than that, this is just an incredible wheel. So all right, guys, there will be more to come, but my first mountain test anyway. Hope you enjoy this, and talk to you guys later from New Mexico.